Hello! It's spring, although you wouldn't know it by looking outside. And so it is time to do some spring cleaning. Today I am going to clean and organize my bookshelf. One of my bookshelves. My bookshelf on scholarship. Things that I use for work, things that my husband has used for work, uses for work now, used for his PhD, all manner of things. And I'm going to organize it. So let's...
And me, by the way, and me. Don't forget to me, Mummy. And me.
Kiddo is also organising her books today. It is a book organising day all around. I am going to use an app called Libib. This is not a sponsored video. I just really like this app. You can use any sort of library app you like. Basically, you scan your books in and it shows you where they are. I find it a really good way of making sure that every book is in the right place alphabetically, quickly getting it sort of done and making sure that you have a record of all the books that you own. If you are someone who likes that kind of thing, I certainly am, then this is a really good app. So let's get organising.
Mom, isn't that weird?
This bookshelf is so dusty. So I have a couple of these books that are really old that I have just photocopied the whole of. This one is a PhD dissertation from 1939 and it's like 65 pages long and there's no bibliography. Oh, a hark back to the glory days of academia.
Long live the king, long live the king.
That isn't
Long live the king, long live the king.
What I would not give to have a permanent job just so there would be somewhere out of my home that these books could live and that I could not do this every time we move.
Long live the king, long live the king, long live the king.
But things won fine. Oh my gosh, will this ever end? So there's quite a good reason why I wanted to pull all the books out, and that's because our house is quite dusty and a bit damp. So I want to use this as an opportunity to check the books and also to clean the bookcases. They're dusty at the back and the front because it's an open through bookcase. If you don't have those kinds of problems, you don't need to pull out hundreds and hundreds of books. But this is also a really good opportunity to take stock of the books that you have, of the library you've collected, because it's usually a nicer picture than sometimes you think it is.
Hello, future.
It's not the future.
Well, hello, people that are going to watch us. Hello? Hello?
So,
Gimme wolfing material.
not quite. So what I'm gonna do at this point is check that the books that I have in this pile are actually in my Libib library. I know that there are some books, some recent books that I've acquired that are not in the library, and a couple of books which along the way I'm sure I forgot to put in. So I'm going to thoroughly clean the shelves, and then I'm going to thoroughly categorize my books, and then the books will go back into the shelves. That is the plan, and it's gonna happen within the next 45 minutes.
Except for me, which I'm doing more books.
Except for Kiddo, she's doing more books.
Long live the king. 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 Long live the king.
This is the first academic book I ever bought when I was an undergraduate. It is Classical Athens and the Delphic Oracle, Divination and Democracy by Hugh Bowden, who went on to become my PhD supervisor. I've said a couple of times on Twitter that his book was the first that I ever bought, but I'm not sure that he knows it. So Hugh, if you're watching, your book was the first book I ever bought. Okay, so I'm down to the last stage. So I am now at the point where books are either sorted roughly into categories or on the floor in a non-sorted configuration. But importantly, the full first row of the bookcase is finished. So that is done, and now I'm on to the second row of 4, and I know that these books will fill up all of these boxes. So I'm getting to a point where I can just kind of pile them in. I know where things are roughly because I've got them laid out on the floor, or roughly in boxes where I think they're gonna go. So we are on the last phase of the great bookcase organise.
Long live the king. 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 Long live the king.
Well, I have a problem, and that is I have reached the end of my bookcase. And I still have all those books to put away. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do at this juncture. I don't know if I'm going to start encroaching on a new bookcase, which means displacing books from that potential bookcase, or whether I'm just going to line them up on the floor because we're going to move soon and it doesn't almost really matter because in a couple of weeks I'm going to be boxing all these books up anyway. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But overall, the day has been a success. I feel like the bookcase looks nicer. But I don't have the overwhelming feeling of release that I thought I would have because I still have these many books. Okay. So that was my cleaning up my bookcase. If you have enjoyed this, give it a like. All of that stuff. I feel so like weird and superficial saying all of that because like all I've done is film myself cleaning up my bookcase, and that's kind of weird. If you would like me to go into my bookcase, my academic bookcase in more detail, maybe pick out some of my favorite books and talk a little bit about some of the books that I use all the time, or some of my recommendations for various different things, then let me know in the comments or on Twitter, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Long live the king.
As an addendum to this story, my husband was listening to me film, talking about what I was going to do with this pile of books, and he bought me a box, and it's pre-labeled books. So there you go. It was meant to be.
Long live the king.
If you like this video, click subscribe.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
If you like this video, click subscribe.
If you like this video, click subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye.